I must say it was a nail-biting sport weekend. We're talking all about Champions Day and the entire Expresso show. And of course, to give us the wrap and the roundup of what happened this weekend, in case you missed any of that sporting action, is David Brooke from Sport 24. Good morning. Are you still awake? Because you were in front of the TV all weekend.
I'm so used to doing this the whole weekend, you know, that I was just channel hopping the entire weekend, and it was stressful from Friday morning with the Stormers starting then, and then going into Saturday with all the PSL and the English Premiership, and then last night before you went to sleep, the Blitzbokke.
I don't even know where to start. Let's start PSL.
Okay, PSL, well, Orlando Pirates, champions of the PSL again. Ajax Cape Town had the opportunity to win the title. They went 1-0 up. You know, I've got the guys over here, so I'll be very nice to them today. Yeah. I'd rather have them here than Bucky's and Victor Matfield behind me.
That's because they only tower like 2 meters above
exactly, you know, so you might stand next to them fine, but not me. But yeah, you know, Ajax Cape Town, it was Foppe de Haan's final game in charge at Ajax. He's done a fantastic job there.
Yes, absolutely.
Unfortunately, they just couldn't do it on the day. A lot of, you know, there was about 30,000 people at Cape Town Stadium. They all flocked to see their team win the title. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be for them. But there was a party in Orlando, massive party in Orlando. You know, it went back and forth. 1 minute, Kaiser Chiefs were even in the title race.
Yes.
Then Ajax Cape Town had secured it, and then Orlando Pirates scored a late goal to go up, and they had the title in their hand. And then Ajax Cape Town went a goal down. At the end of the day, Orlando Pirates, champions of the PSL, fantastic season. It's great for local soccer. At the end of the day,
of course.
You know, from a neutral point of view, it's fantastic.
And then Super Rugby, also nail-biting. You know, I have to say, I was sitting at the Sama Awards, so I couldn't watch the box, the Bulls and the Sharks. I was reading it on Twitter, telling people to give me updates as to what was happening.
Well, you would have been told that the Bulls were on form again.
Yes.
You know, and Morné Steyn, which, you know, he's been under a bit of pressure because a couple of other fly-offs have come into the reckoning this year. So, you know, with World Cup selection coming up, Morné Steyn needed to prove that he still is the best fly-off in the country. And they beat the Sharks, which means that the Sharks, you know, the Sharks had the opportunity to go level with the Stormers, but the Stormers on Friday really had a fantastic victory.
That was a great game. Wow.
I tweet Francois Lowe, and I said to him, can you not get the first half from last week and the second half from this week and put it into one game, and you guys will be unstoppable? So the Bulls and Stormers are looking good. The Sharks stuttered a bit this weekend, but the Cheetahs had another great win.
Yes, excellent.
You know, it seems like a little bit too late, unfortunately, for them, you know, because of the Bulls and the Sharks and the Stormers. But you know what? At the end of the day, they're the most successful Cheetahs team that ever played in Super Rugby. So, good things in Bloem.
And then Blitzbokke doing incredibly well. I landed last night from Joburg as the game started, so I got to get the updates and kept up to date with
Historically, Fiji are the seven side. You know, they created the whole sevens. You know, they had an aura about them in the years gone by. But the Blitzbokke are a very young team. Paul True is a great coach. He brings in the young guys. He's not scared to give the young guys a chance.
Yes.
In the group stages, they played Fiji. They lost to them, which meant that they had a quarterfinal against, I think it was, Australia. Then in the final of the whole tournament, we played Fiji again, and you wouldn't have really backed the boys, but you know what? They had nothing to lose, they had everything to gain. They went down 14-0, horrible start to the game. All of a sudden, in the second half, they came back firing. Bernardo Berta was brilliant. And they won the final 24-14. So, fantastic for them. They won 2 of the legs this season. Las Vegas was their first one, and now they go to Scotland for the final leg. New Zealand have won the overall series, but you know what? The Blitzbokke have done extremely well with such a young squad.
And it's exciting to see people so passionate. I saw on Twitter and Facebook people supporting and
London,
rooting.
Twickenham, there were 50,000 people there on Saturday for sevens.
40,000 were South African.
Exactly, exactly.
And then staying in England, a bit of a drama around the
it was.
The
you know, Man United had won the title already, but there was still the relegation battle and a couple of European spots. Man United played Blackpool. They beat the Blackpool, and unfortunately Blackpool went down. They've been great this season. So Blackpool and Birmingham went down, and Wolves and Blackburn Rovers stayed up. So, you know, it's drama. There's millions of pounds in it, and one goal can make a difference of about £80 million, you know, in terms of TV rights and all that. So it was another great season, another nail-biting weekend. My nerves are shot. I need to actually get to work just to calm my nerves, you know?
And then write about all the sports on Sport 24,
exactly, you know, it's a big week ahead as well.
And a big week, quickly tell us.
Yeah, well, this French Open. French Open actually started yesterday. We don't even have time to chat about that. But, you know, for the next 2 weeks, the French Open will be happening. IPL finally reaches the final stages. It's only been about 3 years, but we finally got there's now a playoff, which I'm not even going to try and explain to the viewers out there. Basically, the finals happen this week. It will all be done.
So it's another busy sporting week. We'll get the whole highlight on Friday, of course, here with you guys. And thank you so much for joining us and for keeping awake the whole weekend for sport. Now, keeping with sport, the Comrades Marathon is just about 2 or 3 weeks away, and I know there are quite a few people who are nail-biting and getting ready for those last-minute training. So we've got you in finding out more about marathon supplementation. Take a look at this.